One of the things that people talk about, that I've heard people complain about, that they need the services, one thing that hasn't been mentioned yet is the judicial system. And I venture to say a large part of the budget goes to the Department of Corrections and to the courts. Effective representation by both the District Attorney's Office, that represents the Commonwealth, and the Public Defender's Office really helps to expedite moving cases through the system. Another thing, Rule 801 of the Pennsylvania Rules of Criminal Procedure requires that for there to be a defense counsel on a capital case, they have to have certain qualifications. We have 5 in the Public Defender's Office that are 801 certified. I was at a public defender's meeting this past week, and I was sitting next to a public defender from Mifflin County who said, you know, we're one capital case from going bankrupt. And I also had the opportunity to speak to one of the district attorneys that had a capital case go to a conflict because there was a post-conviction proceedings. And he said that the cost for one appeal on a capital case was around $50,000.
Leadership requires sacrifice. I've been in business my whole life, and pain starts at the top. So this amendment makes all the sense in the world. Not because I'd like to see attorneys make less money or anyone make less money, but before the culture of government can change, leaders need to change.
In my neighborhood of 10, 12 people living around me, 5 or 75 or older. They're fixed income. They don't know how they're going to meet the taxes they have already. One is having to move out of her house, trying to sell it, no offers in a year. And it's not going to be. Plus, we're right now in a deflationary period. And if you think things haven't dropped, how many people had a home worth $250,000? What is it worth now? 150 or less? Yes, there's been deflation, and you're going to see more of it before we have hyperinflation. Think of it, gentlemen.
An employee in the Public Defender's Office in Lehigh County. And so I'm here to speak on this amendment, particularly didn't get in line timely enough to speak on the other amendment. I work under Chief Deputy Earl Suplee and Deputy Karen Schuler. I don't think this audience is, and I mean this with all due respect, adequately informed as to what is required of these attorneys in the handling of capital cases. And the fact that $86,000 is being thrown around as an enormous salary is something that I won't take issue with here now. The fact that it's being made such light of that we take 2% away. If we didn't have these attorneys in our office, who would train me to do this work? Who would capital certify me? What is the risk that you are willing to give this county in their liability if our office is put on probation for failing to do what, whether some of you agree or not, is still constitutionally mandated? But to presuppose that there isn't a cost to having effective, articulate, trained attorneys is so narrow-minded and so short-sighted that it's absurd.